but we can
I'll
go
start
potty.
the recap when you get back.
We can go potty.
No, start the you can. I'm just gonna pee real quick. Look at that picture that I just looked at. That's what Dan's video looked like. Isn't that weird?
I don't know. Everything's okie-deo.
It's really quiet.
I wonder why.
Did you start the stream?
Yeah, I did.
Adam, Derek Jeter, 99.7 Hall of Fame votes. What do you say? What do you think? Should have got less?
Yeah.
That's what most people are saying.
You don't think Jeter's a Hall of Famer?
No, I think
I
he is.
think he's a Hall of Famer, but I think if he plays for a smaller market team, he gets a lot less than that.
I agree. I agree with that.
So
He's
one
good
guy.
dude.
didn't
Yeah, I couldn't. He's
Yeah.
a great guy all
So-
around, great player, but not the best.
Adam, I haven't gotten any of your thoughts on this. The whole
He's great
cheating.
postseason though.
Like
I don't think they.
I am so
look at that.
enthralled by this baseball.
Well, some people.
You're talking about like everything that's coming out, or just the Astros, or
All of it. Like the idea that like for 3 seasons and teams won World Series doing this shit. It blows my
Awful.
mind. The video with the banging is
Egregious. Egregious.
it's mind blowing.
Yeah.
Wait till all the shit comes out about the Yankees.
You think it will?
I hope so.
I hope so too. Because there's got to be a reason they whooped our asses in the playoffs that year.
Everybody does something, right? I think that's kind of like.
There's
what
probably
baseball is.
there's probably more than we'll
But
ever know.
like what the Astros were doing is that's on a whole nother level.
Do you think Altuve had a buzzer?
Yes,
He did?
because if you look at him covering his shirt when he's running home, and he goes and changes his shirt before he celebrates with his team, why would you do that? Why would you take your jersey off?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
They're not actually gonna give it to them though, right? You kind of can't do like. That's like getting a participation trophy.
Yeah, they'll probably give it to him.
Yeah. Hey,
How's the
they'll
UI
get it.
look now?
Good.
What's up?
Oh, and
Everything looks good
Roll20?
except I don't see Deckard.
I'm in there in roll 20.
I see Deckard.
You do? Why don't I?
Yeah.
I don't.
But Adam, is that other stuff cleared up now? Cleaned
Yes.
up now?
Let me
Yeah, I
try to
don't
reload this and see if I see Deckard in here.
Delonte West.
I don't.
Oh, there we
just
go.
their-
Must have been something on my end.
So everything's good now? You don't see any of that other garbage that was on the screen?
Nope.
All right,
Just
good.
replace all these.
Are you kidding me?
What's up?
I just tried to log into Roll. Can you guys hear me?
This guy, fucking Crocus.
No, I'm
He's
not
living
kidding.
at 99.
Log into
I swear to
Roll20
God.
on the laptop and changed over Discord.
I gotta fix your computer. I keep forgetting.
I
It's
know.
sitting in my basement. I'm so sorry that I
Do you
built
have a-
it and then you let a cat live inside of it.
Do you have a 4 megahertz processor?
Watch
mean,
me
you could
do it
always-
again. Watch this. Let's see if this happens. I'm loading Roll20 on my laptop.
Is that a Toshiba Swift?
It has 0 RAM.
His thing is lightning quick.
No.
All right, so you're on roll 20. Everybody's good to go?
Yep.
Stream's
Yep.
going?
Stream is going. I think we're good to go.
All right. Sorry about all that. Okay, so start with a recap. We got the whole gang here this week. I'm excited. All right, so this isn't too long. We started off last time with the group waking up from a restful night's sleep at a camp they had set up near some crossroads on the old Svalich Road. They had been heading west from the village of Barovia with Ismark and his sister Irina. It was a relatively pleasant morning for Barovia, so the group took this rare moment to take stock of the party and make sure everyone was holding it together reasonably well. So each of the party members took some time to describe their character. Alaric in his slicked back black hair with piercing blue human-like eyes and his purposefully dulled orc tusks gingerly turned a beautiful necklace over in his hands, a crescent moon with a green emerald embedded in it. Thoradin's long, light brown hair, now a bit cleaner from his bath in the river, his short stature clearly compensated by the bulk of his muscles. He was polishing his sword Talon that he had been using since finding it in Phandalin, which now seemed so long ago. Spargle, looking up to literally everyone, even Thoradin, green eyes twinkling through a mess of wild reddish hair, which at times looked like flames dancing on top of his head. Blackwyn, in all black leather clothing and long white hair, seemed devoid of color, even his half-elven skin and eyes having an unnaturally grayish tone to them. Deckard was not presently with the group, and had just awoken at the Blood of the Vine Tavern, alone. Earlier, he had been a model of fortitude, health, and composure, but recently had become unkempt and haggard, both in his attire and visage. Deckard woke up and found his companions had left the inn. He had been sleeping for 18 hours straight. Sorvia mentioned that the party was heading to Vallaki and pointed them in that general direction, west down the old Svalich road. They offered that Deckard take one of their draft horses, which would help him catch up with his friends, if he agreed to deliver the horse to a gypsy camp near the Sayre Falls. As collateral, Deckard gave the gypsies 15 gold. She said to mention to Captain Harkis that he still owes them, the women, a case of wine. He cleaned himself up a bit, the best he could, and then jumped on the horse and headed out of town. A few hours into the trip, Deckard stopped to let Marvin Dickfart drink from a cool, clear river. It was apparent that Deckard was natural at handling the horse and made good time gaining on the party. You forgot you named the horse?
Yeah.
As
Dickfart.
Wait, who named the horse?
Well, I guess it was both of us.
Yeah, you guys kind of just
Named the horse
shot.
Marvin Dickfart.
Yes. As the group got closer to the crossroads, Alaric and Thoradin noticed a footpath cutting away from the road. The party decided to check it out, with Spargle leading down the path. Alaric was a little freaked out by it. Thoradin noted that the traffic on the path was likely caused by humanoids rather than beasts. Spargle offered to sneak down the path, casting a spell to turn himself completely invisible, and then continued on the trail. But then he lost footing and tumbled into a big pit, a trap. But as he fell, he quickly chanted a few arcane words for the spell Featherfall, and his rate of falling slowed greatly. Not able to avoid landing on the spikes, he at least didn't suffer the brunt of impact. Unfortunately, the wooden spikes lining the pit were coated in a toxic substance. Spargle looked very close to dead, bleeding out and convulsing from the poison. This was very clearly an intentionally set trap. Thoradin tossed an expertly aimed rope, and Spargle caught it precisely, and in one fly-fishing-like motion yanked the gnome from the pit, and then invoked divine powers to heal him the best he could, which seemed to at least stabilize the gnome for the time being. Upon exiting the woods, the group heard the sound of hooves rapidly approaching. It was Deckard, and he stopped on a dime, proudly rearing his horse in front of the group. After a quick reunion and catching up on what had transpired...
Was I supposed to say something?
No, I just...
What did he do to the horse?
Did you hear that? He wants to rear your child. He did the whole Zorro thing and like pulled the horse up on...
And then I did Woody. Reach for the sky.
That's right. After a quick reunion and catching up on what had transpired, they continued down the road. Deckard allowed the pretty beat-up Spargle to ride Marvin while he walked alongside. At a crossroads... At a crossroads between Sayre Falls, Vallaki, and the village of Barovia, Deckard noted that he was meant to return the horse to the Sayre Falls camp. However, the rest of the group and guests wanted to reach Vallaki as soon as possible. The music heard the previous night had picked up again, now more clearly coming from the direction of the falls. Deckard took a moment to get his whip back from Blackwyn, who had borrowed it temporarily. After a bit of deliberation, they consulted Ismark about the path to take, who noted from their rough map that both paths potentially lead west. So they might not be going the wrong way if they went by way of the falls, but he had never been this far outside of the village, so he wasn't certain. So the group decided to go through the falls area, perhaps to get Spargo some medical attention, and to return the horse. With every step in that direction, the music and sounds of merriment grew louder as the night continued to grow darker. And then I'll read again the sort of description of the camp. The road gradually disappears and is replaced by a twisty, muddy path through the trees. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of the comings and goings of wagons. The canopy of mist and branches suddenly gives way to black clouds boiling far above. There's a clearing here next to a river that widens to form a small lake, several hundred feet across. 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4 barrel-topped wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its sagging form lit from within. Near this tent, 8 unbridled horses drink from the river. The mournful strains of an accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around a bonfire. A footpath continues beyond this encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest edge. And as you guys kind of walked into the camp, and I just threw everybody on the map sort of down below, general sort of, you just kind of like walked in as a group. One of the Vistani, a young man with like a big wide smile, walked up and warmly welcomed the group. And that's where we'll start off.
Let me just say before, I feel like this is the third session that I have forgotten that I still have guidance, so I can add D4 to any ability. So if you're going to do an ability checks, like call it out, and then I'll do guide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to like think when it's somebody else's turn, like, oh, let me guide you. You know what I'm saying? There we go.
I mean, if you want us to play your character, we can.
If you want us to what?
If you want us to play your character, we can.
Oh, I see. Okay. No, I'll try. I'll try and remember. You could play my character though. That would be like a possession.
Can if you want.
No, I got you.
All right, so we walk into this camp.
Yep, this one man is just sort of just kind of guiding you in. He's just like, come on in, and you see as you can kind of see on the map here, you see about a dozen or so of these like brightly colored people, men, women, long hair, short hair. Some are drinking like what looks like wine or a dark liquid. One dude is sort of just chilling really close to the fire, and he's got like a long pipe, like a really like this long pipe, and there's some just cool looking smoke coming out of it, and there's some people playing some bongo drums near the fire. It just looks like a bunch of people hanging out, getting drunk. And
Is it like a party, or is it more just like kind of chill, like with music, or is it,
a little of both. You see a couple of people that are closer to the fire, just sort of like laying there chilling, and then you see some people.
Dancing?
Yeah, you see people dancing on the far side of the fire. There's somebody spinning around. There's a guy playing bongo drums.
Do we see any beautiful ladies?
Not including horses, Stackers.
No horses. I mean humanoids.
The horses are pretty. No, I mean, they're.
It's a lot more men than women. I know
Yeah, is this a sausage party? Like, is this a sausage
party.
fest? Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a good ratio for you guys kind of rolling up in here.
Oh no.
Any
But-
under 4 feet?
Like I ain't going to this party then.
No, they're all roughly average human sized. They're not really. None of them are really like sort of big people.
Any of them chesty or buxom? Does the guidebook say that at all?
There's let's see. No. Yeah, it's hard to tell actually. A lot of the women, or all of the women actually, are wearing sort of like flowing, flowery, colorful, like long dresses. So it's
Got it.
like you can't really tell.
But
They're
none of
not
them are-
form fitting.
So none of them are so chesty that I really notice. Really, like, is there a big one? Or...
So you notice that. Let me. Oh, so this one here. I clearly prepared all the wrong things for this session, but
You didn't know we were going to be asking bust size.
if you want, you guys can kind of like move your own tokens. Hopefully that'll work, like sort of into the camp area if that's what you want to do.
What are you gonna say about that one, though? I gotta know before.
Oh, that one there seems to have a little bit more. She seems to be a little well built.
So I like how the tokens are already beginning to surround her.
Yeah.
So I haven't really met Irina yet, right? Deckard hasn't. Like, I kind of rolled up. Like, did I ever do anything with Irina?
Oh, geez. Now I'm trying to remember where that all happened.
I
So
don't think I was around. Or maybe I was. No. Oh, maybe I was. I just wasn't playing. I think.
yeah, so she's been with Deckard. So Deckard went to her father's funeral.
Got it. That's right. Okay.
Of course, he didn't attend the funeral because he was locked in a bedroom. But so she knows who you are. She just thinks like of you. She hasn't really talked to you too much. She respects the whole group at this point. She just thinks you're the guy that has like been sick the whole time.
Got it.
So you're free to like engage with her at all if you want, but that she's been cool with you.
Okay.
So this guy came up and said hi to us.
Yeah,
He
the
just
one
said,
that
come on in.
this one here. Yeah. He when he saw you guys kind of rolling up the path, he'd been hanging out and he rolled up and he's like, "Oh man, we got some visitors, some out of towners. This is gonna be a good night." And some other people just start going, "Yeah, man, come on over." Woo! And then you see them like pop open you see this like someone go into one of these wagons and like pull this big wooden crate off the back and slam it down on the ground, and you hear like the clinking of glass, and they pop it open and start passing around wine bottles.
Like, without hesitation, they just start passing them around.
Yep.
So I give this.
Kinda
They're not
party.
passing them to you. They're not passing them to you necessarily yet, but
Just
they're just
for
kind
each
of like,
other.
What if
Yeah.
so if they're if I see some kind of like order that they're passing, like, I just want to go get in line. If there's like people standing there and they keep passing around, I want to be like the end of the line, like, hey, I'm gonna grab my thing just to see if it
You're the
happens.
anchor man.
Yeah, sure.
Well, we haven't even walked in yet. We gotta like walk in.
Well,
and, like,
what-
kind of mosey in.
Well, then I mean I'm like right there.
You didn't
You're
say
welcome,
anything.
Beth.
You just kind of appeared though. You
What,
gotta like. Say
what the
something.
fuck He said move your character. I moved my character. I'm in
I think
line.
it's just rude to just show up and ask for alcohol. Just expect alcohol. I don't know.
I didn't ask. I'm just there with my
I know
hands
you're
out.
expecting it. That's a
And
little,
I'm-
you know. It's a little rude. I'm just saying.
All right.
so you're kind of like hanging by this dude right here.
Yeah. I'm just seeing if I get past. I'm just here to party, man.
Yeah, no, that guy. He saw the other day. So these two and this woman here, the one that was a little bit more bosomly,
Busty.
chesty,
Chesty.
was they're kind of really checking you guys out as you walk up, and so as they're passing around the bottles, this guy here, he grabs two. And he kind of holds one to his chest, and then he holds one over to the rest of the group. As the guy that greeted you just sort of, that was not a good idea. The guy that greeted you just sort of like moves his way kind of through the camp and just starts kind of telling people who aren't paying attention because they seem to be a little bit out of it. He's like, hey man, check it out. Look at those guys. And now most of the, besides the ones that are like just sort of really zoned out and just laying by the fire, most of the people are kind of looking at you guys and holding up their bottles and stuff like that, and the music keeps going.
So is he getting that second bottle? Is Alaric getting the second bottle?
Well, he handed you this guy right next to you. Alaric handed you a bottle.
So okay, so I say to Alaric, I say, "Hey lad, I'll arm wrestle you for that wine bottle. What do you say?"
What?
Up for the challenge, big guy.
And when you say that, you see like 3 heads snap over, and people are like getting all excited and kind of like doing this and like sitting by the fire and nudging each other, and they're like, "Ooh, we got a little competition."
And so we're real close to each other, and Blackwind's between us, trying to jack us off or something.
Yeah, he's
I'm looking for spiders in the grass.
what's that Silicon Valley thing?
Dude.
What was the Silicon Valley?
They're doing the rate
What was the algorithm?
Yeah, the algorithm. Like, if he jerked off this many dicks,
Oh my god, I need to rewatch all that.
I forgot about that. The last season's already out and done, isn't it?
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah,
I haven't seen it last season. I haven't seen it. Holy
So,
shit. All right, go ahead.
but I actually got the bottle.
Yeah, you have it in your hand right now. And
Okay.
Thornton walked up and was like, "Hey,
Okay.
that's not just yours. We're gonna arm wrestle for it."
All right, let's do it.
All right.
I think at this point, like right before, like as he's going on, like ranting about like us wrestling over it or whatever, I'd like to assume that I would already have uncorked or taken the cap off or whatever, and was like almost mid sip, right? So as I'm
Yes.
about to do that, and he's
I
like
agree with
presents the challenge,
I
I
agree
just
with
kind of
that.
stop and go, all right, and then carry.
All
on.
right. So both of you just make a strength check and add your modifier.
Okay, let me get my.
Oh.
Strength check. So. Wait, strength check, not a savings throw. So I just add my modifier too, right?
Yeah. Roll. Right. Roll D20 and add your strength modifier. Oh.
Nice.
So the gypsy folk that are kind of watching, they're all looking at just the sheer height of Alaric, and you see a bunch of the Electrum coins with the silhouette of the man, which you guys have now put together is probably Count Strahd. You see a bunch of them like kind of chipping, throwing some coins down back and forth, and they're betting right on which of you is going to win. And as soon as they sit down, they're betting it's like a 10-1 odds that the little guy is actually going to beat this giant from their perspective. And then as soon as you guys sit down, Alaric's it's one quick motion like that Stallone arm wrestling move, just boom.
Over the top, baby.
No, it's just
Over the top.
I thought it would be more like the GIF I just posted, but
Oh, where is it?
Oh. Oh. I want to have sex with you.
I just sent that to Marie today. Is that the workout one?
yeah.
Oh, wait.
We were talking. Yeah, we were talking about something. What were we talking about today? And we were talking about the show Off the Boat that guy's an actor in. She started watching that, and I was like, oh my god, that guy used to be like do cameos in this comedy group we used to watch, and I sent her that workout video just hours ago. It's funny. All right,
I gotta watch that movie again.
Alaric, you easily just carry Thoradin's arm into like the little table that you guys are standing next to, and there you go. What are you gonna do?
So
Oh, you're
okay,
stronger
so
than you look.
I've never seen Over the Top.
all right, we'll talk about that after.
You're gonna go
I
back
never
for the
have
session.
either.
There's
I've
something
never
wrong with
seen
you.
it.
Both of you get your men.
You haven't seen it, Krogus?
It's
Did we have a screening in the
it's an
theater?
arm wrestling movie. What can the action be when it's?
That's completely irrelevant.
Here's the movie.
Completely
Here's the
irrelevant.
movie.
How was Suicide Squad? Was it good?
Yeah, was that real good?
Suicide Squad.
Let's talk about every movie ever. We're not doing this now. I'm just saying you should watch it. It's amazing.
Right now.
Wait a minute. Is he playing
He's a truck driver who's really
We're not
strong and
doing
arm
this
wrestles,
right.
and he just wants to see his kid.
And when he
There's a
turns
great
his
Great.
father and
like a
son
new
narrative.
Truck, isn't he?
It's
when he turns
great.
his hat, it's like a switch.
I think I have.
Strong. How is he strong as a truck driver?
Hey, all right,
He's
we're not
Rocky
gonna do-
Balboa. That's
Right.
Because
why.
he's got this like he's got one of those weight things. Like he's just driving like 12 hours a day, and he's just constantly doing
constantly working out.
No. He's got like a workout thing in his truck.
He does.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Oh, that's kind of cool. That's
what he does.
I like that. I like.
It's a great movie. Okay, so I win. All the
You
liquor's
win.
mine.
Well, you get the you still have the.
I get the bottle.
What do you do with it?
So I take a shorter. Or I assume me and Thornton are still side by side because we just arm wrestled. I take like a victory squig, maybe shorter than expected, and then I kind of hold it out to him because we're buddies. And I go, drink up, friend.
I grab it and I'm like, I'll let you in, lad. And not next time.
And unlike my humanoid, embarrassing real life laugh that I just did, Alaric lets out like a very hefty orcish chuckle. Right, like an orc Santa
That might be
Claus
the
chuckle.
first time that you've that.
Yeah, we're finally breaking. Yeah, we're breaking the ice a little bit finally.
Yeah,
It almost like
he's letting his hair down.
it almost freaks everybody out a little bit to hear you laugh. Like, it's
Good.
not used to it. It's just like, oh, okay.
Alaric's probably a little embarrassed by it, like after the fact, especially if like people are like corner eye looking at him, stuff like that. He's probably like, whoa, yeah, something like that. Just kinda blow it off.
the one guy, the guy that handed you the bottle, he's laughing too at right as it happened. A couple people start laughing a little bit, mostly at Thoradin, but he points over to the far end of the camp, and there's one of the guys. He's probably the biggest of these Vistani that are sort of laying around. He's just kind of laying up against a log, staring at the fire. He's one of the guys that they were passing this big pipe around, and he had just hit that, and he looks up and he's like, but the guy that hands you the bottle, he points over and he goes, oh, hey, let's have him arm wrestle Merrick. No one's beat Merrick. And that guy looks up like kind of one eye and he's like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. What are you guys gonna give me? And the guy says, he goes, I'll clean up breakfast for you in the morning. You don't have to do it tomorrow. And he says, all right, if I beat this guy, I get you clean up breakfast. And he says, yeah, if you can beat him. And he sort of like kind of gets up and he's a little shaky and he kind of walks over and he just sticks his arm down on the table right in front of you. You notice his arm is pretty good size. I mean, he's not as big as you, but he's one of the bigger gypsy folk you've seen here.
And I got nothing to lose here other than my pride, and
No.
also nothing to gain other than pride.
You could make it
No.
interesting.
You do see a lot of the other gypsies, or Vistani, just passing coins back and forth again as this guy Merrick walks up.
Beat his ass, Seabass.
Yeah, all right. So I'll just
Kick his
I'll
ass.
do it. I'll just do it. I'm not looking to get anything out of this. I don't have anything
All
to
right,
prove.
so
I'll just do it.
So you grab his arm, and the guy that was passing out the wine, he puts his hand on top, says 3, 2, 1, go. Go ahead and roll your d20.
Alaric has a helmet on and he turns it around and he says, "This is like a switch."
Oh. 11.
Wait, did I just roll? Did it go for me?
You did.
You did.
Roll
And then
an
you
8.
just rolled right on top of me or something?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, are you rolling in? You're not doing dice anymore, Dan?
I am, but for this one, I wanted everybody to see what he rolled. This isn't a DM roll. This is just another character kind of. So the guy Merrick walks up and stands right in front of you, and it's a good back and forth. You know, you kind of feel like you've tossed Thoradin down real quick, but it's still kind of put a little
spent.
Yeah, they put a little strain on you, so you guys kind of go back and forth a little bit, and there's some oohs and ahs from all the Vistani and people like kind of peeking around and everything. But then finally you just kind of slowly, boom, pop it right off.
Yeah.
The table.
Yeah.
And
Over the
you
top.
see about half of the Bastanis just sort of like they're getting excited. You see a coin changing hand again, and then people kind of start to disperse and they're laughing and you hear them talking to each other about, man, this is what a great night. We didn't think we'd run into a bunch of strangers.
Didn't think we'd be arm wrestling with a bunch of strangers either.
I mean, can I try? Because I feel like that ever since I shot that crossbow. better
Crocus,
than
just do it. Just do
back
it.
and
Just
bend over.
just after things settle, just like walk out in the center and just go, does anybody want to arm wrestle me?
And then I open up my hands and like just a bunch of spiders like shoot out.
Oh,
Like, Anybody? I've only been touching Black Widows. No one's gonna touch me if I do that.
What do you do?
Wait, can anyone move? Right, there's
Anyway,
Yeah, we're just doing whatever we want right now.
all right, hey. I walk out and I'm like, you guys, it looks like everyone's having fun. I would really enjoy if somebody would just hold my hand and we could do the competition, but I really just need somebody to hold my. That's all I say.
And they look at you, and then and one of them kind of like smirks a little bit because they're looking at how big Alaric is and this
Right.
guy, and you kind of the little wiry half elf kind of saunters up, and they go. The one of them says, "Yeah, get to have Fatima arm wrestle him." And you see this woman. She's the most. She's thin. She's actually semi-attractive. She kind of looks up and she goes, "Yeah, I could beat him." And she clearly also was partaking in the. It's this one here. She was partaking in the pipe as well, but she kind of like she starts sauntering over in between the group here, and then she slams her elbow down on the table and just kind of looking at you, kind of mean like.
On a scale of 1 to Irina, how hot is she?
A 4. No one's hotter
Like
than
if
me.
she
Oh my
were
God.
made. So you got to think. You remember she's like Grateful Dead, like kind of parking lot hippie. So it's dreadlocks. She hasn't washed in a while. Like you can clean her up and get her to a 5.5.
She's a real sea dog, huh?
She's dirty. She's like I can smell her.
Literally. Oh, God.
Yeah, they don't shave a lot
I'm
here,
dying
you
silence
know.
to the lamb. I can smell your cunt.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh no.
Sorry.
You
It's
do
from Silence
notice.
of the Lambs. It's from Silence of the Lambs. I walk up to her and I say, "Okay, so what do we? So we're gonna. Does she have like long ratty nail cover? Like I don't know. That's how I'm.
She's got like almost half her arm is encircled with bracelets of various sort of metals and stuff, but she's got a real thin arm, kind of matches yours.
Shit. All right. Well. All right. So I'm like, okay. So I sit down and I'm like, let's do this.
All right, so she puts her arm down and go ahead. You roll your
Strength.
strength. What's your strength?
Like 0. Yeah, 0. It's at 11. Yee. So I'm gonna roll. So I roll.
Just a d20 straight up. No, just to roll a d20. You don't get a modifier.
Not bad.
Oh.
Oh, all right. So I rolled too. We rolled at the same time. So you and her go back and forth, which is for what seems like a really long time, and people are cheering for minutes now. It's going back and forth, and you're just staying right at the top of the arm wrestling. But eventually,
is she looking at me? Like, is she struggling, or is she angry, or is she kind of?
no, she's determined. So she's just sort of focused and really wants to, like, as her companions start to cheer more, she puts more into it. But eventually, you just sort of push her over the edge and kind of take her right to the table.
And as I finally put it down, I said, "Let me wash your hair."
The fact that you still struggled that long against their frailest woman still gets a lot of laughter out of the group and stuff. and the first, and Merrick, the big guy, goes and kind of plops back down by the group. But the first guy that welcomed you into the camp, he starts passing out more bottles of wine. He says, "Let's relax a little bit. It looks like their kid over there has got a bunch of holes in them," and they're pointing at Spargle.
Yeah, I kind of just wandered over and plopped down by the fire.
Yeah, you have you're bleeding still. You look very pale from the poison in the pit. And some of the folk around you kind of notice that you're in pretty bad shape, and they're handing you some scraps of food and stuff, and just sort of like, "Man, what happened to you?"
I'd tell them, I'd say, I wandered into a spike pit and didn't do too well in it. I don't feel so good still.
Ow, yeah. Well, we don't really have any sort of, medicine or anything, but you should probably sit down.
Yeah, so I just kind of plop down to kind of start resting a little bit.
Coincidentally, as you kind of sit down, you all hear an absolute, incredibly loud, sounds like it happened right behind you, crack of thunder. A crack of thunder and a bright flash way off to the east. So it's dark, it's nightfall now. And even the Vistani and everybody just suddenly, there's a pause, and all the people playing drums and the lutes and stuff stop. The people that are talking stop, and everybody just everybody's focus looks off to the east very quickly. You notice by the moonlight that a absolutely enormous dark black, almost darker than the night sky itself, cyclone and storm cloud just suddenly starts forming up into the sort of northeast area, just pouring out of the sky, and looks like basically a fucking giant black hole hurricane, many, many miles off to the east. But it just starts circling around, and with angry lightning flying out of it. And that happens, and it's far enough away that you don't feel the effects of a storm or anything. It's not raining here, but it's a very loud noise. Yeah, and a couple of the gypsy folk start to kind of whisper to each other and stuff, and the tone of the party comes down a half a notch for a second, but then slowly but surely it starts picking back up.
What's that? What happened there? I just look at the Vistani right next to me, and is that
the woman
or
the man? The woman or the man are you talking to? Just so
I guess I'm sitting. Do either of them look more friendly?
The guy right next to the fire, this dude right here, is barely keeping his eyes open. He's the dude with the big Gandalf pipe that's he keeps reloading it, and there's just been a cloud of this jasmine this smelling, this thick, incense-like smell that comes out of this pipe. So he's barely conscious, but the woman in front of you has been dancing little hippie circles. Oh. And until that happened, and then she was kind of looking. So you look to her and you say, and she says, I guess he's not happy. Something bad must have happened.
Do we need to seek shelter, you think, or?
Oh no, it probably won't come this way. It looks like it's heading to the village. I know they've been getting sort of the brunt of his attention lately, but man, something must have really happened to
established.
Make him. I haven't seen this sort of outrage in quite some time.
Damn, can we just go back to arm wrestling?
All right, I'm just gonna try to kind of just plop down and try to rest a little bit. Take a short rest, if whatever.
Yeah, so as you rest and as this sort of storm sort of circles around, you notice that the party starts to get a little more mellow. It's not that it's ending. People are still playing some music and hanging out, and they're, taking off their Trump sweatshirts and just getting naked. And so after a little while, they start passing out some food and wine, and it's just become like a more chill party. People are like hanging around.
I partake in whatever food there is.
This is actually the best food that you've seen since the 8 days you've been in Barovia. There's actually proper bread. There's some rolls of some sort. There's a whole tray of these small little pies that the group that they come out and you go, oh, those look kind of good, but then they pack them up for some reason, and they bring out a bunch of what look like basically jerky of some sort, but it looks relatively appetizing, and they start passing that around, and it's pretty good. The wine keeps flowing, the music keeps going. Eventually, one of the Vistani, this guy right here, he kind of... You guys all just still hanging out down by this path, hiding behind the wagons, or do you guys move?
I would say I'm more in the mix of things now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually.
Does that chick that I beat, does she want to like give me some like mushrooms or anything? Does she have any vegetables or spiders, or does she want to kiss maybe a little bit? No.
She just kind of moved on. She's been kind of doing her thing. You can go ask her if you want, but
You dumb bitch.
Link established.
So Deckard actually, while I've been standing back here, like, he actually. Oh, did Irina move?
Oh, she was going to.
Yeah. So
She
like,
they follow the group basically. If you guys are doing something, they always try to like stay close to you guys. They don't necessarily trust the Vistani, but they don't have anything against them either.
it's like I'm standing there with Marvin, and like, and I'm kind of, coming back around. Deckard wasn't really himself for a few days there. He's finally realizing how hot this chick is, and he starts spitting a little game at Irina, and he's gonna throw her a little neg. He's like, hey Irina, he smells, and it's like, is that your perfume? It smells like shit.
Oh wow.
She says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to offend you. It's just that since we buried my father and we really wanted to get out of the village as quickly as we could, I didn't have time to clean up properly. And she looks down at the ground and she's kind of like kicking her feet at the ground.
All right. Well, yeah. I couldn't tell if it just doesn't smell very good. And like awkwardly, Deckard takes Marvin and heads into camp.
What a jerk.
That's 6 charisma for you right there, man.
That's exactly how I'm playing it. I've been thinking about how I'm going to manifest it, and it's going to be how I hit on Irina.
Uh-huh. And she looks at her brother, and her brother looks at her and just kind of like shrugs his shoulders. And she goes, kind of gives one of those like, all right, maybe whatever. And then they do just sort of walk in after that.
So has anybody taken a notice of Marvin?
No.
Okay.
You have him just sort of and he's a so not a riding horse, he's a draft horse, but he's really well trained and he doesn't kind of do anything. So he's just sitting there eat some bushes and stuff off the side of the trail. I don't know if you want to tie him up or something.
Yeah, I want to tie him up. I mean, if nobody's really noticed him, like I'm not trying to hide him, but I'm gonna keep him off to the side.
Okay. Yeah, nobody has really said anything about him. It's very clear to you that it's the same breed and sort of stock of horse as all the other ones that you see kind of chilling on the other side of the camp. You know, same color and everything. So for what
size wise and like health wise, how does Marvin look compared to the other horses?
Almost exactly the same.
Okay.
They all look like slightly like back home. You would consider them the sort of the B stock of the horses, not the greatest, but usable.
All right, well, I wander into camp, and one thing I want to take note of, like, so I understand they're passing like wine around. Like, do I notice like casks of wine or anything like that? Like just in the context of the people at the tavern wanting their wine. Like, does it seem like they're drinking what they owe these people?
Yeah, make a perception check.
9.
So you notice that there are two types of wines that they're drinking. You notice that there's of the crates that they took off the back of the wagon, that there are two different colored crates.
Okay. And then, as a refresher, what did I know about the wine that they owed, or that the people at the tavern needed? What did they tell me?
Captain Harkis's Great Mash number 3.
How the hell did you remember that?
I took a note.
God damn, that's good.
I approach one of these guys and go, "You got any Captain Harkis's Great Mash number 3?"
So this guy right in front of you here, who's the one that greeted you all, that's the one that's right in front of you. He's the one that you guys first encountered. He suddenly looks shocked. Like, how do you know Captain Harkis? And he lowers his voice. He says, and he points directly behind him at the wagon here. And he says, the captains are all, they kind of go to bed early while we party. We try not to wake them up, or we'll get hell for it.
All right.
But how do you know Captain Harkis? We thought you guys weren't from. We didn't think you were from Barovia.
Well, we know some people that know Captain Harkis.
At that, he's kind of got. You see a very interested, surprised look in his eyes, and he starts looking at some of the other Vistani, and he says, I'm sorry. What else, did you mention What did you mention at the beginning when you talked to him?
I just asked for the Captain Harkis's Great Mash.
Oh. And then you also see him sort of make eye contact with one of the crates. And now that you're a little bit closer, you see the crate that he popped open and grabbed the bottle and started passing around. It says Great Mash number 3. Just burnt, wood burned right into the side of the crate.
Got it.
He says, that's a little bit better vintage than the Red Dragon Crush. So we thought with some new friends here that we would break out the good stuff. But if you could not tell Captain Harkis we did that, that'd be super cool.
All right. Well, we'll see. I've Deckard has a minor stroke.
Social anxiety.
Well, all right. I won't say anything. Just, can I have some?
And then his eyes light back up. He's like, "Yeah, you're cool. You're not going to tell the captain because we're going to keep this party rolling." And he does grab another bottle and pops it open.
Is this the only cask of it that you have?
He goes, I think it's the last cask, but you know what? Sometimes we'll just swap out the Red Dragon Crush and change the labels, and nobody knows, no one's that big of an expert on this stuff.
Oh God! All right. Well, what if you owed somebody a crate of that stuff? Would you give him some Red Dragon Crush?
Well, it depends. Who is it? Is it one of these Barovian deadbeats?
Maybe.
Then yeah, they wouldn't know. They're lucky to have any wine.
Oh, got it. Well, all right. Well, Captain Harkis, what's his story?
The captains, they just sort of make sure that we don't get into any trouble and that, we do what we need to do around here, and otherwise they're pretty cool. They'll come out and party with us sometimes, but they don't like strangers, quite as much as we do. But nighttime though, we let them sleep because if we have to pick up or head out of town or they're gonna be the ones to sort of get up early and lead the expedition.
Well, what expedition? What do you got? Are you looking for something? What's the expedition for?
Yeah, we just like to keep things and goods flowing between the towns and whatever we can do to make sure we've got what we need here to kind of keep our standard of living. And he kind of like smirks at that and chugs another glass of grape mash number 3.
All right, I see.
When an NPC, sorry, OOC, when an NPC is drinking, do their rolls go down? Like, do they have less effective? Like, he just chugged another glass of that. So, like, does he like?
Yeah, out of character. There's a intoxicated condition which would give you disadvantage on ability and attack rolls.
Okay.
And that's for anyone. So if you get drunk, you're gonna be. It's basically like a poison condition.
Okay. I just didn't know if that was for NPCs. That's cool.
What's the name of the tavern that I came from again? The Blood
of the Vine.
Got it. You ever been on the Blood of the Vine tavern?
Link established.
Barovia?
And then he kind of lights up again. He goes, "Oh, Mira, Sorvina. Oh, you've met them. They need, Captain Harkis. They have a bet going all the time, and they probably, Harkis probably lost the last bet. So, did they say we owe him some wine or some food or some?
Yeah, a cask of what we're drinking right here.
Well, that's probably true.
What was the bet that they lost?
Oh, who knows? Sometimes it's sometimes it's about new people we meet. Sometimes it's just about the Barovians. Whatever entertainment we can find here, we'll bet on anything if we can. Would you guys like to play any dice?
I would like to. I just want to.
I'd like to play dice.
He says.
I don't know if anyone noticed. Dan just said Mira Sorvino, so I who that is, and
That's hilarious.
Oh, she was in Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
Yeah, there's Mira and Sorvina are two of the gypsies. I never put that together.
Give me your tears, Gypsy.
Give me the tears.
Well played.
Yeah, so he says he's like, yeah, you guys want to throw some dice down? If you got coin to back it up, we don't just play for fun.
I play for blood.
Wait a second. Hang on. All right, so I pulled Deckard aside, right? Let me see where I'm at on that.
You're kind of like right in the middle of the.
Yeah.
And the positioning here, just FYI, is it's a people are moving around.
No,
and stuff.
I know.
It's
We're
not
all
everybody's
mixing around. Yeah. I pull out the Jade Frog with the golden eye.
Oh, jeez.
And I say, "Do you want to bet? I believe in you."
Only if we're using. I have a set of dice, don't I? I think we aren't using that.
Isn't that in the other campaign?
Yeah, I won't get them all mixed up.
Yeah. I think that
I do have a dice set. I have a dice. Yeah, I remember getting something. All right. Well, how much we think this Jade Frog's worth, man?
40 gold pieces, my friend.
All right. Well,
No, wasn't it? Didn't we rate
it's
it at
40 gold.
pieces?
yeah, it's 40
I
gold.
can't believe I remember that. It's like
That is
so
impressive. I have it
long
written
ago. That's crazy.
I said, all right, it's your Jade Frog, man. You can
I know.
Put it
Well,
up.
I'm saying it's like if you want, I'm just
step up
you
to
know
this,
we
this
could
guy
bet
here.
on
You
Electrum
guys
or some shit, but like if you want to go, if we're gonna go hard in the paint, like we're here.
I like it. I like it. Where your head's at,
All right.
my man.
I
just-
placed
this
I
guy's a
placed
fucking
an
asshole. I don't-
dog that
I don't think I trust-
Doesn't trust him.
We got to use our own dice if we're playing against this dude.
Oh yeah. Do we not have dice? Because
I got a set right here. I got a set right here.
Okay. I
You-
hand Deckard the Jade Frog.
All right. I look at. I say, "What's your name, fella?"
He says, "I'm Oleg." He holds out his hand, and he's eyeing. He's holding out his hand, but he's looking at that Jade Frog.
All right. Well, what you got that's worth anything?
He says he pulls out a coin purse. He's got a coin purse in one hand, and then he's tapping the top of a crate of Great Mash number 3. And he says, "This or this for that Jade Frog." He says, "But we got to have a few more people in this game."
Well, hang on. How much you got in that coin
We
purse?
can't take a crate with us of fucking mash. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be something.
I think Alaric and Thoradin would.
Do they want to carry it? Are they going to volunteer to carry a crate? You guys, I mean, I don't know if
I
there's a
got-
weight
I got
limit, but
Marvin,
it does
man.
seem. Okay. Okay.
So he's by the base, roughly guessing by the size of the coin purse that he's holding up is probably about 15 to 20 Electrum pieces in it.
We're gonna need. I see this and I'm like, we're gonna need a little bit more. I mean, we're gonna need a little more. This Jade Frog is worth more than a case of your fucking swill.
I says, "Oh, this is the best wine you can get in Barovia, my friend."
Yeah, we're in Barovia.
Yeah, that ain't saying much.
Yeah, that's like saying this is the best water you can get in fucking Guatemala. that's OOC, but
Well, if you're in Guatemala, you can just go to the airport and get out of there and go get something better. So this is the best you guys have for the foreseeable future.
does he have any rings? Does he have like a weapon? Is there something? Just throw something else in. Give us something else, sir. What do you get?
He says,
Can I
says,
pull my claws out and be like, wait, that's gonna scare him off.
Oh God, not the
so
claws
so
again.
so as all right. So make an
Oh yeah, let me persuade him. I got a +7 to persuasion.
make a persuasion. Yeah, make a
Alright.
persuasion check.
Hey, convince him that the Jade Frog. I whispered to.
I should have said it was not worth.
Yeah. No, I
I
whispered.
should have been.
Black. Did you tell him how much it was worth? I didn't hear that. You didn't say how much.
I told you that it was.
Oh, you
that
told
it
me.
was 40.
Yeah,
I
but
told
no,
you.
I said it.
Wait, you
Black-
whispered? You whispered to me?
I
What,
whispered,
on
and
Slack?
I don't know if I have to make a
Slack
check
over.
on this or whatever, but I'm like, hey, he didn't have to know this thing's worth 40 gold. As far as he's concerned, it's worth 400.
No, it's a fucking It's not even.
All right. So what are you saying to him, Blackwind?
I'm saying this is worth more than that, and we'd like to see what else you have to offer before we do a bet of this. If you would like to bet less, we can go back to Electrum, but this is one of our most valuable possessions. We've acquired it along our adventures, and I am not going to part with it unless there is something of equal value if we're going to roll dice. If you want a competition of like strength or something like that, that's fine. But if we're going to leave it up to chance, I need a little bit more than that. And so does my friend Deckard. So,
All right.
else do you have to offer?
So as you're rambling on and on about all that, Oleg is just looking at you, and he has not lost eye contact with that Jade Frog. So he kicks over the whole crate, full crate of Great Mash. He throws the bag of coins on top of it, and then he points over and he goes, "And one of you guys can have a go at Fatima."
What do you mean by a goal?
He goes.
One of us, not all of us.
Oh my god.
And then a couple heads turn in your direction, and a couple of them smirk and
I'll bring
wink,
my
and
claws.
some of them like.
Yeah. You know,
So-
I don't even know what party just came into their camp, so they should shut the fuck. See, I'm done with
So-
this shit. I'm done with these NPCs.
So Oleg now starts to pull a table over, and he does throw some dice down, and he says, "You can use your own dice if you want, but we're all gonna use these dice. So who of you wants to play?"
I mean, I think Deckard was about to, so I
Yep.
think he should
I
be the
have
one
to
that
play.
throws the dice.
Oh, but it's a group game, so you guys all of you can join in, or any of us.
I'm in.
Yeah, all for
I'm gonna
one
stand
for
back.
all.
I gave the frog up. I wanted to raise the stakes though, because we can.
All right.
Watch this.
So Thornton's in, Deckard's in, Alaric's in, Spargo, you playing?
I'm just gonna chill. I'm still.
Okay.
Yeah, he's all fucked up.
Me and Spargle here. I'm gonna stand next to Spargle. Good.
All
I
right.
can watch this. Good.
All right. So you guys throw in the Jade Frog as your sort of ante. The Gypsy folk are kind of working together, but they've thrown in a case of wine, 20 Electrum pieces, and then a bracelet. So all this stuff, everybody's just sort of throwing stuff into the middle of the pile, and then the Vistani seem happy with their end of the ante. If you guys are good as well, they're going to start the game.
I think that's
let's
fine.
do it.
What do you think?
All right.
Let's do it. I like it.
And he says, and of course, guests go first. So we'll start with the little guy over, or with the short, stocky fella, and they throw it in. They say, we play a game. It's called Ghost Ship.
Oh shit.
Uh,
Okay.
It's called Ghost Ship.
Ship.
And real quick, Ghost Ship. Real quick, out of character. The way this works is it's basically Yahtzee. You're gonna roll 5d6. What you have to get, you get 3 rolls. You have to get a 6, 5, and a 4. So you got to get a ship, a captain, and a crew. You're 6 and 5 and 4. Your other 2 dice are your cargo, and those are your points. If you don't get your 6, 5, and 4, you don't have a ship and you're out. Okay? And we're gonna go Thornton, Deckard, Alaric, Oleg, and then Fatima.
So 5d6, you said?
Roll 5d6. And you get to roll 3 times. Now, I'll explain as we go. So you got your 6, but you don't have your 5. You have to go in sequence from 6, 5, 4. So you get
Oh,
to
good.
save,
So I did good. Okay.
so it's like Yahtzee. You get to save your 6. Now you get to roll 4d6.
Well, does he want to save his 4?
No, because it has to be in sequence. He didn't get the 5.
Oh, got it.
So now this is your second roll. You didn't get your 5, so you got to roll your 3rd time. Just the 4 dice. You got your 5 and your 4, so you got a ship, a captain, and a crew, and now you have, what's your cargo?
7.
Oh, yeah, so 7. So your cargo's 7.
Wait,
So
how do you
that's
know that my
the-
cargo's a 7? What's that
Because
determined?
your other 2 dice, your 6 and your 1.
Got it.
Okay?
And then if you find a
So-
jelly bean, you get an extra 10 points.
I've never played Yahtzee.
All right, but that was good. So you got a cargo of 7.
Oh,
All right.
I'm in the next round. Okay.
All right, Deckard, your turn.
All right.
You got your 6, 5, 4.
Nice.
So you got your ship, your captain, and your crew, and now your cargo is
Now I'm rolling 2d6.
5.
So that's 5.
Yeah.
Can I roll
So-
again?
You can roll again 2 more times. You can roll your cargo, but you have to roll both your cargo dice together, or you can just hold, or you can just take what you have,
Got it. So I
You
can
have to
take
be-
5, or I can re-roll.
or you can roll 2d6.
This is
All right.
so cool. It's a mini game.
Well, I'm gonna go for
I
it.
can't wait. This isn't ability at all, right? Because I can't help.
So,
That's 6. Improved 1.
It's just the water.
You can go one more time
well.
if
hey
you
Siri,
want.
what's the temperature?
I'm going for it. Yeah.
8. Okay. All right. So Deckard's winning right now. Alaric, it's your turn.
All right.
Siri, what's the temperature?
It's 68 degrees outside.
Yeah, fuck off, Matt.
All right. So how many am I rolling?
5d6.
5d6. Hold on. 5,
you
1,
didn't
1,
get
4, 3.
you didn't get your ship, so you got to re-roll all of them again.
Reroll all. Hey,
Didn't get a ship, got to re-roll them all.
it's ridiculous.
You can't beat me. I got a better ship.
6, 5, 4. Oh, and as you do that, he goes. Everybody around you, because you got the double ones on your cargo, they go Raven Eyes, and they slam down on the table, and they all start drinking. They all start drinking. Raven Eyes.
I take a glass of number 3 and I start chugging.
Yep, and everybody's like, yeah, cheering.
Doing the Raven Eyes dance. Oh shit.
So that's what you that was your third roll. Was that your third roll?
That was my third.
Oh, right, I can see it on the screen. Okay, so you have it too. So right now, Deckard's winning. All right, and then so Oleg, the guy that...
This is more tense than the scene in Casino Royale when he's
Ignore
like,
that.
When he's having a heart attack.
Yeah, no, I'm like, oh shit.
6, 5, 4, and Oleg has a 5, so he knows he has to beat 8. So he's going to re-roll his cargo, which he gets to do 2 more times.
Oh,
And 11. That's really good.
unbelievable.
So Oleg just sort of, he does a little bow, and a couple of his Vistani buddies start going, yo, Oleg!
I punch him in the face.
Hey,
Do you?
No.
hang on. Hey, actually, OOC, I'm not letting them have the Jade Frog if we lose. I'm gonna.
Oh no, we will
I'm
fight
not
them.
kidding.
I am secretly, I
ready.
think Blackwin and Deckard are so in sync on that.
I will flay them all.
Oh my
So-
god.
And my
All right, so-
homies better back me up. when I
Oleg
start
bows, and then Fatima, the girl that almost beat Blackwin in arm wrestling, rolls her 5d6. She doesn't have anything, so she has to re-roll again.
Hey,
She doesn't get anything, so she has to re-roll again.
Sit down, sweetheart. Yeah.
And nothing, and then
Sit
she
down,
sits
honey.
back. She goes, I better stick to arm wrestling the gentleman over here.
Yeah,
And then she sits down
What
and
that
grabs-
mouth do, baby? What that
Oh
mouth
wow.
do?
Oh wow. Is that OOC or?
At that, Oleg says he starts to clear the top of the crate with the Jade Frog and his 20 Electrum pieces and the bracelets,
Yeah.
and he just pulls them all in.
No. And I say, hey. Oh, okay. Wait, Deckard, you go first. Go ahead.
You go first.
I mean, I could fuck some shit up, but I want you to. You're probably got a clear head. You say whatever you. Because I'm not kidding. I don't.
I stop him.
I know this is wrong.
Double or nothing.
No, yeah.
Hang on, let me see if I have anything else of value. Let me see.
That's what I'm looking for.
Dude, just have your
your
ghost hand. Have your ghost hand come out and take the frog back and be like, "You're not taking that." Like, I mean, that's pretty good, right?
Oh my god.
God,
Yes.
my ghost hand could lift the frog. It
Yeah,
can
that's what I'm
only lift
saying.
like 10 pounds. It can only lift 10 pounds. Oh shit. I know, but then then they're gonna fight us. Whereas maybe if we intimidate them, they'll just let us keep. I know we can't talk like. I know that we're a character. I feel like we've been through enough of an adventure that we can like. We know how we're thinking, right? You know, what I mean? Like we can talk about this stuff, right? Oh, so
Anyhow,
All right. I can do mage hand. It's not actually ghost hand. It's just that since we've been in Barovia, it's been Barovia.
Yeah, you have a glyph. It's like ghost hand.
Yeah,
now.
mine can be
Yeah.
fucking. The flesh is rotted off of it. Thank you. So,
You know what? I'm gonna let him take it. We're gonna,
ow.
hang on.
You're gonna let him.
Dude.
All
You
right,
stabbed
then
your
gotta
friend in the leg
Tell
for it.
Blackwin. Tell Blackwin to stand down. 'Cause I'm not kidding, dude. I don't want to give
Yeah.
up the frog.
You
the frog
see?
has been with us for a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Frog
So
is-
you see
it's been a
Deckard like.
year.
Deckard looks over at you and sees your raging concern,
Mm-mm.
and he goes, "I got it."
All right. I trust you.
All right, so Oleg collects his loot, and he says, he goes, "Hey man, there's beginner's luck, and then there's not. So but you want a chance to win it back?
Yeah.
Not when you're cheating.
Oh.
Cheating? Oh, the Vistani don't cheat. We're honorable people."
Why did you suddenly turn like you're Greek? Oh, damn! Eat something. We are honorable.
I see how it works around here.
Oh, no hard feelings, man. I don't want to bring down the party. I just, fair's fair. You know what? I'll sell you your trinket back for a reasonable amount of.
Wait, what if we just get an
Electrum?
Electrum? Because we're not going to need Electrum once let's
Hey,
buy the frog back with Electrum. We don't have to kill them. Otherwise, I'm going to kill him.
Oh, Jesus.
It's all right. I don't need to buy it back. Just know that that jade frog's falling. You have that jade frog.
Can I go up? Oh,
I can't tell you what's gonna
Can I
happen.
talk to him? I want to
thing is
whisper
cursed.
something. I want to do a deception check. I want to go up to him. You just said it was cursed? Dude, we are on the same wavelength. I was just going to say, you don't...
Well, I was just gonna. So who says that? Deckard, you said that it was
Deckard
cursed?
said it
Yeah.
first. Deckard said
All
it
right,
first.
so go ahead and make a deception check.
Oh God, I'm really bad at these.
Oh, I have
I'm
plus
sure they're
7
charisma
deception.
based.
You should have let me say it. I have plus 7.
Oh God, 0.
That's fine. No, it's fine. You know what? Because I'm going to say, no, it's really cursed, and I'm the one who cursed it. And then when I smile, a bunch of spiders fall out of my...
So when Deckard says it, Oleg looks at the frog and he says, "Cursed, yeah?" He goes, "I know a thing or two about curses." He says, "If it's cursed, that's worth even more to me." And he shoves it in his pocket and he starts walking away and grabbing wine.
I just laugh at him.
No, I put a hand on his shoulder and I say, "Sir, it's not a joke. Actually, it will kill you by the time the sun rises." Wait, is it still day?
No, it's like midnight now. It's
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm like,
it's like
when the sun
Oh,
rises,
you got him.
it will kill you.
You got him, Crocus.
Oh shit.
Suck my dick, you little bitch. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, but you have to roll with disadvantage because he already called out Deckard. So,
So what? Wait, is that? So what is that?
just roll it. Just roll again, and if this one's lower, you take the lower of the two. It doesn't matter. You still beat him.
Yes.
So he now he looks around, and what did you? So he looks at you and says, he goes. He kind of whispers to you. He goes, "Honestly, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this green frog." He goes, I could use some coin. He goes, I don't know if it's cursed or not. You guys seem to be kind of just fucking around, but I'll give you this back for 5 Electrum.
Absolutely. You know what? And I give him 10. I give him 10 for being a reasonable man.
He goes, and he takes it and he goes, "That's cool, man. I didn't want to take something that was important to you guys. This is just a fun game. So thanks for playing. Hope no hard feelings, right, guys?"
Hell yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh,
dude.
well,
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Now the party's sort of simmering down a little bit. The game was fun. People were into that. One of the pipe smoking Vistani that's sitting around the fire here. This guy that's been almost comatose the whole time. They're all kind of focused on this storm that continues to sort of just brew out in the distance. It's sort of like what I would picture, like there's this like North Carolina hurricane and you're in like, you're 100 miles north of it. And you just see it in the distance where it's like, you don't feel threatened, but you're like, the fuck is that?
Like
That
the
looks
Outer Banks. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So everybody's just sort of chilling, and so it really keeps calming down, and it's getting later. And this guy here, which you've heard a couple people refer to him as Niemer, the pipe smoker. That's his fucking name. I didn't make up his name. But he goes, you guys want to hear the story of the Mad Mage?
Not really.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Not really.
So, I mean, do you guys say not really, or do you say yeah?
All right, Nemer, go ahead. You clearly want to talk about this, Nemer. Go ahead.
So some of the other
very interested.
Vistani are like, they're like, oh, this story again, and
Yeah,
but
old man
everybody kind of,
Nemer,
most everybody kind of sits down, grabs a drink, grabs a pipe, grabs a snack, and just kind of sitting around. And he says, you guys might have heard of this already if you came through Barovia, but I saw it firsthand, so I kind of want to tell you from my perspective, the great mage that came to fight the Devil Strahd. He says, it was about a year ago that a mighty wizard came to this land. He says, I remember him like it was yesterday. He stood exactly where you're standing, and he points at Blackwind.
Oh my
He
god.
says, a very charismatic man he was. He thought he could rally the people of Barovia against the Devil Strahd. He stirred them with thoughts of revolt and bore them to the castle en masse. When the vampire appeared, the wizard's peasant army fled in terror instantly. A few stood their ground. They were never seen again. He said the wizard and the vampire cast spells at each other. Their battle flew from the courtyards of Ravenloft to a precipice overlooking the falls. I saw the battle with my own eyes. Thunder shook the mountainside, and great rocks tumbled down upon this wizard. Yet by his magic, he survived. Lightning from the heavens struck the wizard, and again he stood his ground. But when the Devil Strahd fell upon him, the wizard's magic couldn't save him. I saw him thrown 1,000 feet to his death. I climbed down to the river to search for the wizard's body to see, if he had anything of value. But the river Ivlis had already spirited him away. And some of the Vistani roll their eyes and look at him like they've heard that story 1,000 times. Some of them seem to be really enamored by it. And after that, people seem a little bit more somber and chilled out.
The river
But it was
what?
a year ago.
Yeah, about a year.
The Vistani feel like it's not a legend. It's actually a thing that happened in their history. Like they feel like it. So this mage was a real person. It's not a legend.
Yeah, this guy is at least claiming that he witnessed it firsthand.
All right.
Can
And
I
he said about a year ago.
can I do an insight check?
Yeah. Yep.
Good call. Good call.
I think I have +2. Yeah.
Does anyone else have good insight? I only have +3 for
I
him.
have +5.
Oh.
If only someone had guidance for all this stuff tonight. So you feel like he's telling the truth. You also feel like you also are like kind of like think it's odd that he seems to be so amused by the story, right? Like it's like why aren't you like more disappointed that this wizard didn't defeat Strahd? Why do you think it's a funny thing, But
Right.
that's what your impression is.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't trust
Where-
this guy.
Where did his body wash away from?
Says and he points now towards you can see the sort of spire of rock that Ravenloft sits on top of from where you're at. And now that he points in that direction, you can you make a perception check, Sparkle?
Yeah.
Hey, just real quick, is it cheating if I say that if my character was to say to Matt or that he should do an insight check, right? So that I can do guys since it has the +5, because then +9, then we'd really get to know. But now I don't see. It's not. I don't think that we can do that, right?
The preferable way to play it would be for you to actually have an in-character thing where you would walk over and say, like, "Hey, Gordon, you seem to be pretty perceptive when people are bullshit.
Right.
Why don't you?"
Well,
go?
now I know. Now I know how that he is perceptive. So next time I can try and remember.
Yeah.
Spargle, now that he's pointed in that direction, you put it together that this crazy cyclone thing seems to have emanated above Ravenloft, the castle on the top of that big spire, and is now kind of migrated over and hovering over as far as like you can tell where you came from, the village of Barovia.
Okay. So he's more or less unleashing on Barovia right now.
Perhaps.
Okay.
What time of night is it?
It's
Midnight?
it just crossed midnight, so you notice that, in like typical world, you kind of pay attention to the sun at high noon, and hey, it's noon. In Barovia, you guys have been sort of tuned into when the moon is at full sort of apex is sort of midnight, so it's almost exactly midnight.
So I turn to one of the Vistani near me there. I guess that's the lady because she's more coherent still. But I'll just say, you mind if we make camp in safety within your camp here?
She looks over and she says, "Oh yeah, please. Typically, we'll start to kind of wind down around this hour." And then she takes her arm in a wide arc and points towards the tent at the northeast side of town. And she says, but Madame Ava has been expecting you. And we'd be remiss to not suggest that you go talk to her and get a reading. All visitors to Barovia seem to learn quite a bit from Madame Ava.
Well, where's she been all night?
You now notice for the first time that tent, there's light coming from the entrance of it. It had been just a big tent in the corner that was sort of silent, but now you can see that there's candlelight and stuff. Maybe because it's that dark at night or whatever.
All right, I'll walk in there.
All right. Anybody else heading in?
I like having my palms read.
Are we
I'll
supposed
follow.
to go all at the same time or one time? Or...
Yeah, I think
Can
we're
I
all
steal
going
one of
together,
these
right?
horses?
Steal what?
Let's all just one of these horses at the top.
You wait. So one at a time. So Thornton's going into the tent. Blackwind's stealing a horse. Spargo, what do you do?
We're all gonna follow Thornton. We're not gonna let him go in the tent by himself and get tricked by a sorcerer, cutting off his dick and eating.
Oh my god.
Sorry, this
Oh no,
I'm sorry.
we're sucking in.
How did you know exactly what was going to happen tonight?
Maybe you're the.
Because when you
I
go
know.
into a tent, I've seen this movie before. Okay, We're
She's
not
a
gonna let him
fortune
go
teller,
alone.
man.
Oh yeah. Oh,
right.
it's your fortune.
All right. So
who's going over there? Thornton? I'll follow Thornton.
yeah.
No,
give,
you're all
give
fucked
me
up, dude.
give me an order that you're entering the tent at least.
Spargle, you shouldn't, lad. You're all fucked up.
Okay. But I'll be all right with you, right?
I'll protect you till the end of my life, but I don't want you to get hurt.
Okay. Well, I'll wait. I'll go by the tent. And I'll kind of linger there and.
All right.
Let me
So
know if I should come
who's
in.
going in the tent?
I'm
go
going with him.
All right. So Thornton, then Blackwind, then who's next?
God.
I'll go in after.
Oh, God.
You're going
I'm
in
ready.
after Blackwind or last?
I'll go in last.
Okay. Who's going in after Blackwind?
I'll be right behind him.
I want the big guy.
All right.
Oh,
Alaric.
big one, bitey.
What?
I got the big one, baby.
Adam, are you
Hey,
going?
I gotta pee.
Yeah, I'm
Listen,
going in
I gotta pee.
He's third, so I'm in there.
and then
Dan,
Thornton.
should it be
Don't
Black
let
Black?
anything happen until I come back.
Hey,
Thor?
Blackwind,
What?
when you're walking by me, because I do plan to go in there after, and I'm gonna ask you, do you mind laying on some of that guidance you keep talking about.
Thank God. Thank you.
Next
Thank
time,
you.
maybe.
Next time, baby. That was the
All right,
Iron
let's
Man
take-
quote.
All right, let's take a 5-minute. Okay,
All right. Okay.
five-minute break, and then I'll be
Dude,
back.
Iron Man next time, baby.
Next time, baby. When
And
when,
then
when
there
Cuba
wasn't
Gooding
next time
Jr. looks
because
at the
then Don
suit,
Cheadle-
he looks at the suit, and he goes, and you're like, holy shit, he's gonna get in the fucking suit, and he's
Wait,
like,
did you say
and he goes,
Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Cuba Gooding Jr. Is that his name?
No, Terrence Howard.
No, it wasn't. It was Terrence Howard.
Who's Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Jerry Maguire. Like, show me the money.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Who's Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Oh, yeah, look alike.
I can't tell. How do you spell Cuba? K-U-B-A?
Terrence, listen. Terrence
Yeah,
Howard
you're right,
asked
Terrence
for more
Howard.
money for Iron Man
Who's
2,
Cuba
and then
Gooding
they were
Jr.?
like, we'll just get Don Cheadle and then let him make $7 trillion. I gotta pee. Be right back.
Cuba Gooding Jr. Oh, fuck, you're right. Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, right.
Thanks for
Next
clarifying.
time. Next time.
I just had my name screwed up. Wait. Terrence Howard?
Yeah. In Iron Man 1.
You should have done all of them, but he's a fucking asshole.
He wanted too much money. I think Don Cheadle was in.
Don Cheadle. Dude, I hit Champ 3 tonight.
Oh wow.
I did.
You're
Champ
really good at that game.
Champ 3. No, Noah's really good at that game.
I know, but he's just got.
He makes dumb mistakes. He does. He makes
Easily
childish
fixed, though.
mistakes. Sure, yeah,
Easily
easily fixed.
fixable.
Right, but the stuff that he does that's awesome
It's
is
not
it's shit
easily
I can't
learned,
do.
right. Yeah.
I got thousands and thousands of hours into that game, and I can't come
I know.
close to it. There's so many times when we're playing. There's plenty of games where I carry on the defensive end and score some like bullshit 50-50 goals, but most of the time that we win, it's him just 1v2ing. It's
Yeah.
me sitting in mid with 100 boost, watching him in the air. It's crazy how much that shit happens. It's mind blowing.
It's true.
I can't believe it. Yeah, we lost a couple after, but I did hit Champ 3. So that means I was 4 divisions away from Grand Champ. The highest ranking you could be. I hope in my next life I'm a little bit better at video games. Just a little. Thornton Vintage gifted a tier 1 sub to Jen Yada. I'm actually getting notifications for this now. It wasn't making noises before. So, thank you, Matt. Thank you for the gifted subscription.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it.
I think I'm subbed to you at like 15 a month.
Yeah, I think I'm subbed to you for like 100 a month, and I'm hoping that within the next year we actually start getting. Have you gotten any money?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Okay. If you do your research on it, you only start getting money from subscriptions after you hit like a certain dollar amount.
I know. I don't think I hit it yet.
It's really you have to get like $100 worth of subscriptions or $200 worth or something, and then you actually start getting money. So sooner or later, if we keep subbing to each other, we'll get money.
I'm gonna start streaming soon.
Good. It's been a while.
Oh, Johnny Tran.
He's running a Honda 2000. More than 100 grand under that hood. Just-
Honda 2000.
Jesse, don't do it, man.
I
Let's
wouldn't
do
buy
it.
a Honda
Tokyo Drift.
I-
We should watch Tokyo Drift tomorrow after D&D. Make all those guys go home early.
Adam, where do I look at like how much money I have coming in, like whatever that is?
I have no idea. I don't. No, I just know that I read a thing that was like, hey, all your subscriptions, you won't get any of it. We just keep it all until you hit like a certain dollar amount. It's so
Oh, is
shitty.
it a scam? It's not a scam, right?
No.
I
it's not a
don't
scam,
know.
but-
It's. I mean, I would hope.
Are you
not.
guys gonna make like? Are you gonna get like a check, a real check?
You gotta pass the threshold.
Oh, yeah, you have to get a certain amount of money from subscriptions and stuff like that before you get money.
Right.
Like donations you'll get because it's just a donation. It's just money.
Do we
It's
know
just
what
people
the
PayPaling
min
you
is,
money.
though? Like, are they gonna send you like $100? Like, that'd be $300. That'd be sweet. Like, I'm wondering what the cutoff is.
I think
No.
you have to go on the website, Adam. You can't do it through the app.
Probably.
What are you? Are you eating a crustless PB&J?
No.
What is that?
What are you eating? Will.
PB&J. I just made one. Like,
Without crust.
How did
Like,
you know it
instead
was?
of crustless.
How did you know it was a
has-
PB&J without like really looking?
Oh, I did look. I mean,
I
if
haven't
you're eating
eaten.
a sandwich and I get a glimpse of purple, there's nothing else on the planet.
Want to hear something?
Glimpse of purple.
Great match number 3 is.
Oh, yeah.
You
I had
want
my
some
first
peanuts?
peanut butter and jelly sandwich ever in December.
Of your
Wait.
life?
Wait, ever?
Wait.
What?
Wait. No.
So you
Stop.
mean 4 weeks ago?
No.
No.
Or like in the
No.
winter. Yeah.
Wait, so your mom never made you peanut butter and jelly as a kid? Not once.
She might have, and I
All right,
didn't.
so you're lying.
I didn't think I liked jelly
You're a liar.
my whole life.
You're a liar.
All I ever ate was peanut butter on a sandwich. I never
Will's
had
full of
peanut butter.
shit.
Get the jelly twat.
And then I made one for Max the other day,
Trump 2020.
a few months ago,
No, get the jelly twat.
and he didn't eat it all. So I was like, "Oh, I should try this peanut butter and jelly sandwich." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
It's
30 some years you've been missing out on a great cheap sandwich.
Dude, it's amazing. it's the
My
greatest
question
thing
now is,
ever.
I can't decide whether I like strawberry or grape better.
Yeah, it's
Grape,
fine.
grape,
Grape always, but
grape.
I think
you
great.
take
But
anything.
that's tough. That's tough.
No, it's not, dude. If you have strawberry and peanut butter, you're a communist, and we're gonna shoot you. in the
It's
fucking-
still
I'm
good.
sorry.
No,
Great.
strawberry's legit.
Strawberry's
With
great.
no, strawberry jam's fine if you want to put it on a
I
fucking
think
English
I'm on
muffin
grape.
with
I
a
think
little bit
grape's
of
a little bit. This is strawberry. This is like the second
butter.
time.
and
Strawberry.
jelly.
Hold on.
Has to be great.
Dan Crocus just said strawberry jam's fine if you put it on a bagel
No, I said an English muffin.
or an English
motherfucker.
muffin. Yeah. So
In the nooks and
different
crannies
different
with a little
forms
bit of
of
butter.
bread.
Muffin's so good.
Yes, they.
Dude, English
Strawberry
muffins
and
so
peanut
much
butter.
better.
I think
What's
I'm
the
to the
texture?
age. I'm to the age now that any kind of sugary jelly thing that you put on toasted bread's gonna be fine with me.
No.
Like maybe when I was a kid, I was like, "Oh, peach is gross," or "Oh, orange marmalade, that's disgusting. I just need grape
Yeah,
and
those
strawberry."
you
Yeah,
Give
you
me
know-
all of them on the darkest toasted bread ever. I'll eat it.
My grandparents always used to give us apple butter.
Oh, I love apple
Oh
butter.
my god, apple
Dude.
butter's so
Look
good.
at Happy Smith.
Fucking love it.
Or not
What is
Happy.
apple butter?
You don't like apple butter?
I love
It's
apple
a-
butter.
It's like, you get excited and then they're, oh, look, more apple butter.
I love
Hey,
apple
here's
butter.
another big jar of apple butter because, we eat
What
like
is it?
a teaspoon of the last jar. They just kept getting it.
I love
Doesn't
apple butter.
Drexel have a festival where like they sell apple butter?
Yeah,
I was
the-
gonna
the
say
Strawberry
there's an
Festival.
apple butter fest. No, there's an apple butter festival somewhere.
in like the
around here.
meadows.
It's all right. It's not that great.
Well, the one right on 21, just north of Sleepy Hollow, they sell all sorts of apple butter and stuff there, and strawberry jam and whatever.
Oh,
I
that's
think it's the
fantastic.
Strawberry
All I
Festival, and they
remember
sell a
is
bunch of
going
crap.
to buy it, and there was just bees everywhere. I was like, I'm gonna be stung. I'd like to sample your apple butter, but there's a lot of bees because there's jam. All right, let's get back to it. Sorry.
Adam,
Oh,
I'm at $93 since I started Twitch. So once it passes $100,
So then,
they send you it.
so as soon as you get 100, do you get all 100?
I think it's a 50-50 split. So I think.
Oh my
No
god,
wonder
they're a bunch of
Twitch,
Jews.
No wonder. Dude, they just keep all them. Wait, what did you just say?
Nothing. I didn't
Hang
say
on.
anything.
Free Palestine.
I'm just saying, man. Stop taking
All
my
right.
money.
You guys should be more mad at Palestine than Israel.
All right, so we're not going to talk.
We're
about
not going to
it.
start that.
All right,
but
guys.
we're also walking into the gypsies' tent.
Yeah, we are. That's
All
what I
right.
call when I visit my girl. Walking in
All right.
Gypsy's tent.
All right. So as the sort of camp calmed down a little bit, and Fatima mentioned that you should talk to Madame Ava, Thornton kind of just took the lead and just started walking towards the tent, with Blackwind right behind him, and then Deckard and Alaric, with Sparkle a little wounded, kind of following up the rear. So as you guys open this tent, it's rather large. It's about 15 by 10, so it's a good size of a small family room. Magic flames cast a reddish glow over the interior of this tent, revealing a low table covered in a black velvet cloth. Alaric, something strikes you specifically as strikes a memory when you look at that table and that cloth. Nobody else knows that. Glints of light seem to flash from a crystal ball on the table as a hunched figure peers into its depths. As the crone speaks, her voice crackles like dry weeds. At last you have arrived. Cackling laughter bursts like mad lightning from her withered lips. And as you walk in one by one, she says, she looks at you, Thoradin, as you kind of walk in, and she says, Thoradin Holdmender of Neverwinter. It's been some time since we've seen a man of the cloth visit us. Your faith in your god Tyr, perhaps that will be enough. Blackwind Wendrel, so you were forgiven by your master, and now you are here. I do not know if this second chance was entirely in your favor, but I do not question fate. I merely anticipate it. Deckard, good evening, Deckard. Seems you're already making friends here in Barovia. I do hope you're feeling more yourself now.
Shit.
Alaric, my boy, oh, how have you grown? You most certainly would not have disappointed your mother, a lovely lady, so hopeful for your future. Unfortunate how things ended for her, but I trust she would be so very proud. And then she kind of peers around and tries to look down at the little Sparkle, the little fiery red head popping in the door, and she says, Sparkle, Cinderblast, welcome back, my brave little friend. Please try not to burn the place down this time. And at that, she says, but alas, there's no time for idle chit-chat. She says, it's been some time since it's not wise to make the Taroka deck wait. When it is ready, we must read it. And we have 5 visitors and 5 cards to draw. Such providence. Please make yourselves comfortable, and we shall begin.
Can I do something?
Yeah.
Can I do an intimidation check? I want to ask her how she knows what she knows. Because what she said has upset me.
So wait, you're trying to intimidate her,
So
or you're trying
basically, you're trying to grab her by the collar and be like, "Listen, bitch."
Grab her by the pussy. Yeah.
Hey. Oh, God.
Are you trying to intimidate her?
I'm
or
not
are you
grabbing her by the collar. I'm gonna say, I want to say. I mean, should I say what I want to say? I want to be like,
Yes,
you just said a lot of things about my friends that only we know about, and I would really like to know how you know what you know before we converse with you any further, in case your magic is going to be detrimental to us, and this isn't an option.
She puts her hand on her crystal ball and she says, Madame Ava knows many things. They are all for you to interpret. I don't tell you what they mean. I am merely a conduit to give you the information. I can't tell you what to do with it. Choose to understand and agree with what I say, or ignore it. The choice is yours. We don't have to do we do not have to do a reading. This is all
I
for
want to
free.
know where it comes from. She doesn't know where it comes from. You don't know where your information.
Oh, my insight is natural, and I've lived with it for many, many years. It is often very true.
Uh-huh.
Can I do a insight check?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of see what's going on with her.
Mm-hmm.
I sense something off.
I mean, I'm interested, but she knows too much already. Like she knows too much. She knows too much. There you go. It's my
22.
ball.
So what are you trying to ascertain?
If there's any maliciousness behind like what she's doing, or she's just genuinely someone who knows, like about like she actually is doing what she says she's doing, and there's no ill will or maliciousness, like behind her.
So as you're listening to her say these things and interact, you are stricken with almost how genuine and real and just natural she's sort of saying these things, and to the point where you're like, this bitch really knows what she's talking about. And also you don't feel like she's spinning it or trying to be manipulative at all. In fact, when she said, you don't have to do this reading if you guys want to, this is your choice, you feel like that's totally fine too.
All right, can I ask her a question?
Sure. She seems to be very focused on this wooden box that's next to her.
Oh, cool.
but
Can
yeah,
I go
we'll
over there? Can I wait while he's asking her? Can I walk over to the book?
I think she's doing that.
The
I
box.
noticed her looking at the box.
Yeah. So you see this like box, and she's holding it sort of
So
very.
I walk over there.
As you get closer, she puts her hand up and she says, please, don't disrupt the ritual.
I don't care.
So I put my hand up to Blackwood and I say, lad, let her do what she has to do.
All right. I listen to her.
Is anybody else interacting with her at this point? And she kind of nods and winks at Thornton.
So you said-
I'm just standing there. I'm just standing there and just.
So what you said there's a ritual. What ritual is this?
So she takes the box and she sets it in front of her, and she pops it open, and she pulls out a cloth, like a box wrapped in cloth, and as she sort of unravels it, you see she's holding a wide deck of cards.
I just
she's-
pop up some carpet and I'm fascinated. So I just sit down and watch him.
And she smirks and kind of nods at you, Sparkle, and she says, "What I'm going to do for you, gentlemen, if you agree, is I am going to perform a Taroka card reading, which will tell you your fate here in Barovia."
I'm
She's
okay with
talking
it.
to Thor, right?
Seems rather harmless. I'm okay with it.
She's talking mostly to Thoradin. She seems to look at Sparkle quite a few times.
I think Thor.
she's
definitely.
she's addressing the whole group.
Holy.
but-
Yeah, I don't really sense any sort of maliciousness towards what she's doing. I think she's just kind of fact-finding and stating the facts as they come to her.
Yes, great way to say it.
All right.
You feel like she's very much like, take it or leave it. I can give you a reading, or I can not. Your guys' choice.
Yeah, Kron, give us a reading. Come on.
I'm finding out what's in that box. Just-
Well, so she's opened the box now, and she pulled out like this silken wrapped box, and then took the silk off of it, and it's a deck of cards. It looks like tarot cards.
All right, let's do this.
Oh my baby.
Oh my.
Your baby's having my baby. Oh, baby.
So she leans over and she, with like just, you don't see anything in her hand, but she kind of like does this like snapping motion and touches some like incense to her right, and it bursts into like some thick smoke and starts kind of curling around the room. She pushes her crystal ball off to the side and then spreads, like just sort of clears off her table which now has this nice sort of like tablecloth on it.
Am I high?
You feel all right. You
Okay.
feel together.
Okay.
You guys have been drinking wine and stuff. It's a little after midnight now, so it's like
So a
you're
little
a little
buzz,
bit,
little
you're a little
buzz.
loose. Yeah,
All right.
you're tripping out just slightly, but you're good.
Am I tripping or am I buzzed?
No, you're just mellow.
A little mellow. Okay.
Yeah.
From the alcohol. Okay.
And stuff. Yeah.
And one,
So,
And stuff.
It's the incense. It's something. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So you see this sort of pattern or arrangement, and she shuffles these cards, and then she starts to drop cards. You guys see me dropping the cards?
Yeah. Yeah. I see. It's.
So she's dropping cards on the table in this arrangement. So this one to the west, then to the north, then to the east, then to the south, and then she finally plants this one in the middle. And she first points to the one at the west. And she says, this card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. And at that, she flips the card over.
Ugh.
Do you see the card?
Yeah. Thanks for the nightmare.
Okay, so hold on. So this is
sexy girls.
Is that Crocus?
from Blackman's
Oh wow!
Jack Crocus and Delonte Williams.
Oh my
Williams. Now you're saying the right fucking
Bringing
name.
it back.
Delonte West.
Delonte Williams.
Delonte Williams. Ah, sorry.
That's me, Delonte West, and then Bismarck's sister.
Yeah, sister after she gets murdered.
You know he's been hitting that.
Okay, so again, she says this as she's flipping that West card over. She says this card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. And as she flips it over, she says, the Eight of Stars, the necromancer. A woman hangs above a roaring fire. Find her, and you will find the treasure.
Somebody write that down.
I'm trying. Hang on. I'm trying to get into my.
Thank you. Rose the recorder in the
Find her and you'll find treasure.
A woman hangs above a roaring fire. Find her, and you will find the treasure. Then she points to the card at the north. Now, her eyes have gone white, and her voice has changed slightly, where she's more sort of robotic. She doesn't seem to be there. She doesn't seem to be talking to you. She seems to be just talking. And she points to the north card, and she says, this card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. And she flips the card.
Missionary. How boring.
You get older, and then it's all you got in you anymore.
I ain't got time for that other stuff.
She flips that over and she says, the Two of Glyphs, the missionary. I see a garden dusted with snow, watched over by a scarecrow with a sack-tooth grin. Look not to the garden, but the guardian. Then she points to the card to the east. Can I ping these still? Yeah, she points to this card. And she says, this is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight. And she flips that card. And then she says, the treasure is hidden in a small castle beneath a mountain, guarded by amber giants.
Not giant ambers. Amber giants.
But
Sorry, hon.
And then she points to the card in the south. And she says, "This card sheds light on one who will help you greatly in the battle against darkness." And she flips that card over.
The wandering dead guy. We gotta go get him. We gotta go find him.
He was there all along. She says, "Look for an entertaining man with a monkey. This man is more than he seems."
I look at the group and I say, really quick, have we seen anybody with a monkey? No one's like, everyone's like,
And Madame Eve is still, her head is just sort of up, and her all white eyes are just
yeah,
still
she's
kinda
still
looking.
stroking out, yeah.
She's still stroking out, so you guys can have a quick converse.
Did we see a monkey? Anyone? No? Okay, never mind.
And then she takes two fingers and points them down on the center card. She almost seems to like shudder or have like a cringe as she touches that middle card, and she says, "Strahd." She says, "Your enemy is a creature of darkness whose powers are beyond mortality. This card will lead you to him." And then she flips that card over, which seems like excruciatingly slow.
Who's Marionette? Was that somebody we know?
Marionette.
Oh.
And then she says, she says, "Look to great heights. Find the beating heart of the castle. He waits nearby." And then after that last card, she kind of like, her head rolls around a couple more times, and you see the white, just the pure white of her eyes sort of just fade back into her actual eyes. And then she kind of looks around and she looks down at the board or at the table, and almost for a split second seems surprised that the cards are in front of her. And then she kind of comes back to it and she says, "I cannot interpret what these cards mean, but I hope that they help you on your path."
Lady is scaring us.
Later.
She smiles. She smiles.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, she just smiles and nods, and she says, "I require no payment for the readings. Providing visitors and travelers some insight is my passion."
Holy shit.
All right. Well,
So what do we make of all that?
Sparrow,
I
you
have-
said you've been here before.
What's that?
You've been here before. She acted like she knew you.
I've never met her. When last time I was here, we got hustled into one house real quick. I met her. I didn't meet a lot of people. But I met a lot of things.
And you know what? We can end on that since we're kind of crashing out here, and that was kind of what I wanted to get done.
yeah, that works for me.
I dig it.
Madame
This
Eva
was fun.
sort of kind of looks down and says, "I hope you found your reading insightful. There's still a little bit of merriment going on in the camp and stuff," and so she sort of kind of folds her arms over. If you want to keep talking to her, you can.
I'd like to touch her. I'd like to shake her hand and thank her.
She takes your hand. She doesn't take it like willingly, but with you're just kind of like outstretched little arm in front of her.
I want to thank you, ma'am, for the.
She gingerly grabs it, and she feels very great grandma-ish, you know, like bones and skin and not a lot of meat in between. But she holds your hand and kind of shakes.
Where's Fatima sleep?
Can I do any sort of Arcana check on these cards, or any sort of insight or investigation?
Well, tell me what you're trying to determine, and I'll tell you what kind of check to do.
All right, so I want to try and interpret the meaning of these cards, or is that not really something I can kind of divine yet, or with my willpower, my abilities?
Be more specific. Are you trying to
Okay,
see if they're
so-
magical? Are you trying to detect magic on the cards? Are you trying to?
Okay, that's a good start. Yeah, maybe can I see if there's any sort of magic going on with the cards?
Yeah, I mean, so are you using an ability, or are you using just an Arcana type of check?
Let's do an Arcana check. I'll do that.
Okay, go ahead and roll that one.
Do you guys still see the cards, or are you back on the?
I see 'em.
the
Let's
cards.
just see the cards.
Okay.
So you can tell that these cards have been handcrafted. So they're not like some mass production. You don't know you're not familiar with these being any sort of like common magical type of thing. To you, they looked like tarot cards that were like very meticulously made. Probably took somebody months or years to draw and create all these cards. So you feel like there was a lot of effort that went into them. You feel like they're sort of like a genuine type of thing from an Arcana perspective. That's not to say they have any sort of powers, so to
Yeah.
speak, but
Sure. For 15, that's about all I'm gonna get. I get it. It's all good. Anybody else want to do anything while we're here with the crone?
Oh man, I don't know what else to ask. So,
I mean, I'd like to see where 15 was sleeping. That's all.
did anybody take decent notes?
I took a screenshot of the picture of the cards. I think Will took some notes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think we should definitely talk about this in Fire Sword.
Like, can we ask her questions?
Yeah, man, ask away. I'm trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
How the hell did we ask her how we get back? How the hell do we get out of here?
Like out of Barovia?
she points to the tent entrance and she says, "Just pull the cover apart." And you
I meant how do we get back to the real world? Back to
Out
Phandelver.
of Barovia.
Where we came from.
That's funny.
She says,
I have
that I can't tell you. The cards may have provided a path, but I don't know that there is a way out of this realm.
Can Strahd be killed?
That I do not know. If he can, you, and she kind of like, you may be our best hope, and perhaps the cards have given you some hint in how to do that.
Will, do you remember that guy's name who was wandering on the road?
Yeah. You mean the guy that we tried to kill and he was like, I have 1,000.
Yeah, he's like 800 years old.
Seems like it's gonna take you 3 years to
He's
kill.
like, I'm just gonna keep. Didn't we tell him? We were like, you know what? Just go away. We tried to kill him and they were like,
That was the
Because
guy
I
where
made
he's
the-
like,
I made the
are you with the
mistake."
Dark Lord? And you're like, yes, we're with the Dark Lord. And he's like, then I'm gonna kill you.
Right.
And like, no,
Right.
no, I was just
He's like
kidding.
this
I'm not with the
undead
Dark
dude, and I
Lord."
was like, oh, I'm gonna
Yes,
lie to
you
him
love the
and
dark-
befriend him, but really,
Peter. So I have a couple names. I don't know if it's like. So I have Peter Holsovic, Order of the Silver Dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's it.
that's him.
That's it.
that's him.
Let's ask her if she knows him.
Well, there's that, and then there's also Vladimir. So there's Vladimir.
what are you looking at?
I remember
Yeah, looking up
later.
cheat codes. Are
I took notes from her.
Handouts. Oh wait, maybe handouts. Strange.
Hey
Free-
Dan, where is that guy that we? Is he close?
Wouldn't
He's been
you like to
walking.
know?
He's been walking.
He was.
I would
he was
love to
cruising
know.
down that road that you guys were on at the beginning.
Yeah,
but
When he
Fedor holds
shows
it.
up, he's gonna be our Sam. I'm telling you.
In West
He's our
Deus
Redfield,
Ex
Machina.
born and
We're about to
raised.
die to Strahd. That dude's gonna show up and just kill him.
He's
he
a
finally gets there. He's like, "Hey guys."
Dude, Strahd
Does this
pussy.
mean like I'll
If
ask
Strahd
Madame
wasn't a
Ava,
pussy, he'd be here.
does any of this mean anything to you? Like, you know, anything beyond, you know, the words themselves, do they mean anything to you? This garden dusted by snow, the small castle, the man with a monkey. Do you know where we might find any of these things, or
No, she says again, I just explain what the cards are saying. I cannot interpret them.
Can I
Okay.
do something? I want to do persuasion. I want to ask her. I want to say, we really are here to kill Strahd, and we are going to try our hardest. And is there anything that you can, even an item or a hint or a clue, something that is going to help us along the way? We're going to leave, and this is your last chance, because if we get rid of him, Barovia can come back to the way it was. So I want that to happen, and I want you to help make that happen.
Go ahead and make your persuasion check.
That's fucking right. Natural 20. Last roll of the night, baby. That's it.
You see her start to give what seems like a canned response, and then she sort of lowers her voice and she says, "You have to you specifically, Blackwood," almost kind of whispering. She says,
Yeah.
You have to trust that I don't have any more information to help you, but seeing these lands restored to their former state is also my desire."
Okay. All right, good. Okay.
I want to
I'm
ask.
sorry I wasted a natural 20 on you, you dumbass. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I love you. I'll give you a kiss. I'll tuck you in at night. Don't worry. Blackman will come and tuck you in. Don't worry. Oh my God, Adam's asleep.
I'm not
Yeah,
asleep.
I'm
I
good.
just put my head back.
I'm not asleep. Put my head back.
Literally 3 seconds
I'm
ago,
not.
while you were talking about kissing somebody and putting her to sleep.
I just rolled a natural 20, motherfucker, all right?
Kissing her to put her to sleep.
Go.
Cool.
Can I just ask her really quick if she knows a revenant who's wandering the road? Anyone from the Order of the Silver Dragons?
Wait, does anyone have a spell that can we locate him? Because I feel like if we had him,
If anyone does, it's probably.
I wanted him to join our party. I feel like we can get him a party. We almost did in the beginning. We didn't.
All right,
know what we were
let's just
We
stay
can
on
get
track
him.
here. Let's
We
just
almost
stay on
did in the
track.
beginning by fighting him.
We almost.
I was gonna say I don't remember
Well,
him
I'm
being
saying,
our friend.
You think he's not gonna forgive us? He's gonna be like, "Oh, yes, you guys don't like Strahd too. I'll join you."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dude's got good points.
He's like 6 days by the Nazgul fly, so we can't get him now. So, I want to ask her if she knows of the Order of the Silver Dragons.
She nods and she says, "You will find them well to the west, but I don't know much about their current state."
You know of any wandering revenants on the road?
She says, "Revenant. You mean a creature of the undeath?"
Yes.
Oh, she almost chuckles and says, "They're everywhere."
Yeah.
You'll find. You'll.
And you old wench. Yeah. Thanks.
No,
No. No.
no, he didn't say that.
I mean, your drugs are huge.
I mean, your boobs. I mean, I want to.
I want to squeeze him.
Mama.
Mama.
She,
I asked
you know,
How far are we out from Valaki?
She says, "I don't leave this camp much. Valaki, you may want to ask the captains here, who tend to move from town to town, but a few days travel by horse or more by foot.
All right. I feel like we're
She
getting
said-
everything we're getting from Madame Ava.
Yeah, it's nap time for fucking Madame Ava right there.
I was gonna say she is starting to look. After her eyes went from white back to color, she looks like she's ready to die or pass out or something.
Get her a nice glass of warm milk, and that's it. She's ready to go.
Nice tall glass to shut
All
the
right,
hell
good
up.
night. Yeah. Good night, sweetheart.
Now
All right,
you,
thanks.
you go to sleep, or I'll put you to sleep.
And then I take my sword out and
lady.
I lop her head off.
Arts and crafts
What?
time.
You just decapitated Madame Ava?
No.
Oh.
Well, now your back's gonna hurt.
Now you're back.
Because you're just full landscaping.
All right, good night, Madame Ava. Thanks.
And she does. She says, I do wish you all the best.
Yeah, and I rip a big fart when we're leaving the tent. She don't hear it. She don't hear it.
She don't hear
waiting
it.
for this.
She don't hear
Yeah.
it.
I think you should have to roll a
I
stealth.
rolled
check on
I rolled deception. Yeah. There you
Trapping
go.
it.
Right there. She probably heard it. That was a bad roll.
Yeah.
Smelled it.
So she heard it.
She
and she
smelled,
smelled
it,
it.
but she didn't hear it, maybe.
Right. Okay.
I think that's what an 11 would be.
All right, so we'll say that you guys have just left Madame Ava's camp. She was kind of like she was looking really exhausted. Now she can't even breathe in her own fucking tent because there's.
Oh, no. Dwarf farts.
We're far.
You guys kind of step back out in the camp, and you picture like a, you're like at a concert festival, and it's like 3 a.m, and you've got like most people are passed out. There's a couple stragglers that are still up, just kind of talking to each other, eating and drinking. You're kind of stepping back to the fire and sitting around that. Maybe 2 or 3 of the Vistani are conversing still. But if you guys want to do a fireside chat, we can do it there. Let's say that unless something were to happen by morning, you guys will all get a long rest. I think that's mostly Spargle and anybody that used spells. We'll get those back. That storm that's been raging off to the east just continues to just cyclone around. You're just seeing this just sort of going on and on, but the weather around here seems, you're catching a little sort of edge of it in terms of like you feel like you're on the periphery of a big storm, but it's pleasant enough to get a good night's sleep.
All right.
So we're setting up camp, basically. A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, unless you guys decide to not sleep here.
Yeah.
I'll mention to you guys that just in case there's any, nonsense, I'm gonna set up the alarm, but I'll notify you guys of it, and I'll make sure that you guys are
And it's everybody in the camp here.
omitted from it. Yeah, I'm just omitting you guys from the alarm, basically.
What if anybody else moves?
I'm not doing it over the whole. It's only a small spot, so it's gonna be like over our sleeping.
Yeah, do you want to draw it? Do you want to draw it on there?
Where are we at?
Yeah, pick a tent.
Barovia.
I don't think we got a tent, right?
Do we not?
Like we could set up a little spot to the side here or something. You know what I mean? And I can do a 10 by 10 area.
Yeah, I don't think they really invited you into tents. I think a lot of the Vistani kind of like dipped out into tents. But if you guys want to just, there you go. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then you've got a couple hours before everybody falls asleep. If you decide to do some fireside sort of banter, you can do that.
I'd like
outside.
that. I feel like we haven't firesided in a while.
Since December 2nd.
We say that every time, so. Crocus, tomorrow morning, get at it.
Spargle on December
Someone
2nd.
say something. Like somebody
Talk
else
about
can
Lonely
fucking
Face.
pick up. It's always me and Sparkle.
Are you in a big cloud of smoke right now?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't smoke. I haven't
No,
smoked weed in a
Crocus
long
is making
time.
hot dogs
No.
on a Foreman grill.
Yeah, maybe is it smoke like from a
I
hamburger or
wish
something?
I
I don't
had
know. Like,
Crocus, did you just
Grill?
burn your foot on a Foreman grill or something? Did you step on it?
Don't.
Does nobody else
look
watch
like-
The Office?
Yeah. I got it. I'm with you.
No.
I got Bob Ross on.
The Office is overrated. I'm sorry. Sorry.
The
guys.
Office is overrated.
Yeah, sorry.
Maybe you should go
Oh,
watch
it's a great
Suicide
show.
Squad.
It
no,
took
it's
me a
great
while to
show.
get into
Oh,
it, but now
no,
I'm
it's
really-
great show. It's a great show. It's a great show, but people base their entire personality sometimes. Not anyone here. Love it.
It's amazing.
Sorry.
First 6 seasons of The Office are amazing. The best.
I've only seen like the first 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, it's so worth it. And then it gets shitty at
No,
the end.
Pam, is Pam, is she still, I love Pam.
I think the other
Oh,
girl's hotter than
shit,
Pam.
I'm-
The girl from season 2.
No, I wanna hear
Jim's
Pam.
other
No one
girlfriend.
talk
What's her
about-
face
Yeah.
from Parks and Rec?
Rashida Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rashida Jones.
Yes.
She is.
Wait,
pretty hot.
Rashida Jones is his girlfriend in it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, I should watch that show.
it's
I like
such a
it.
good show. I've
Oh,
watched
glad you
I've
guys
watched the
like
whole series
horror.
twice now.
You watched the whole thing twice?
The whole series twice.
That's amazing.
Great. All right.
Do you remember when
Wait,
Dwight starts
are we done?
cheating on that, or he starts fucking that dude's wife? Like, that's fuck. And he's like, she's mine. And then he's like, no.
Yeah, it's a long story. Watch the whole
Yeah,
show.
I was watching it because I've watched. I don't know. I've watched a ton of it because my roommate, he had it on. He would fall asleep to it, so I'd have to watch it. So I've seen a lot of it, just out of order. Like I've been like, oh my god, there's like a crazy episode, like somebody stuck in a car. Like it's crazy. Yeah.
Bears.
Beats Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica. I was trying to remember what it is.
That episode is the
Battlestar.
greatest episode ever. When Jim shows up dressed as Dwight and then acts like Dwight. Fucking
So
the
good.
funniest thing ever.
I don't know. I love
and
that
he's
one.
Mimicking
I
him.
think
And Dwight's like, and so all of a sudden comes to realization, and he's like, "What is going on?" Jim is, oh my god,
serious crime.
it's the
I
best
don't know,
episode.
my favorite prank that I saw is the one where when Pam lets Jim know that for a year she's been sending Dwight CIA
Fax,
notice, like the
the
faxes.
faxes, yes. Oh my god,
Or all the HR notices, all his complaints just go into a cardboard box.
yes.
Oh yeah,
Thanks, Toby.
like that one. The faxes are always good. So the faxes about the CIA, and then the ones where Jim is sending faxes to
Faxes
Dwight
to
of
future from future Dwight.
future Dwight.
It's so good. It's the little things in that show, right? The little quick scenes where something happens and you're like, what the fuck? And Jim's looking at the camera like, what the fuck? That's why it's the best.
Oh, we lose Dan.
Thank God.
Oh, thank God that guy's gone.
Yeah.
Wait, did we end it?
I think so.
No. Dan just lost.
You kind of have to when your DM leaves.
Is he
All
mad
right.
at us?
I'm gonna shut the stream off.